What if money isn't avoiding you, but responding to you? What if there's an invisible force shaping your financial reality every single day, whether you're aware of it or not? Most people work harder, hustle longer, and still wonder why wealth feels just out of reach. But the truth is, money doesn't move randomly. It follows signals. Signals sent by your mindset, your habits, and your identity. Today, we're uncovering the invisible force that quietly attracts or repels money in your life. This may challenge what you believe about success. Watch until the very end, because the final insight could completely change how you think about wealth forever. 1. Money responds to identity, not desire. The fundamental mistake most people make in their quest for financial freedom is confusing a deep-seated craving for wealth with the actual identity of a wealthy person. Desire is a passive state. It is the recognition of a void. When you say, "I want money," you are simultaneously affirming to your subconscious that you do not have it. This creates a psychological gap that breeds desperation rather than magnetism. Money, as a form of energy and a medium of exchange, is indifferent to your wishes, but it is highly sensitive to your internal set point. This set point is your identity, the silent, foundational story you tell yourself about who you are and what you deserve. If your internal narrative is rooted in being a striver, a survivor, or someone who just gets by, your external world will unfailingly reflect that script, regardless of how hard you work. Your identity acts as a thermostat for your life. If a person with a poverty identity happens to stumble into a large sum of money, perhaps through a lottery win or an inheritance, their internal thermostat will work overtime to bring their external reality back down to the room temperature of their self-image. This is why we see so many people lose sudden wealth as quickly as they gained it. They possessed the money, but they did not possess the identity required to hold it. Conversely, a person with a wealth identity can lose everything and within a remarkably short period build it all back. Their self-image is not tied to their bank balance, but rather their bank balance is a lagging indicator of their self-image. They act from a place of inherent value, viewing setbacks as temporary glitches rather than permanent definitions of their character. To change your financial reality, you must undergo a profound shift in how you perceive your place in the economic ecosystem. This is not about fake it until you make it, which often leads to reckless spending and further debt. It is about be it until you see it. Being a wealthy person starts with the way you treat your time, your health, and your word. It is found in the meticulousness of your work and the boundaries you set with others. When you begin to respect yourself at the level of a high-value individual, you stop accepting crumbs, you stop apologizing for your prices, and you stop wasting hours on low-impact activities. You begin to operate with a sense of expectation. While the average person hopes things will get better, the person with a transformed identity expects the result because they know it is the logical outcome of who they have become. The invisible force of identity operates through the reticular activating system, RAS, in your brain. This neural filter highlights information that aligns with your self-perception and ignores the rest. If you identify as someone who is perpetually broke, your brain will literally ignore lucrative opportunities or creative solutions because they don't fit your internal profile. However, when you shift your identity to that of a value creator and a wealth builder, the RAS begins to flag mentors, ideas, and market gaps that were previously invisible. You begin to attract people and circumstances that resonate with your new frequency. Your decisions shift from being fear-based, designed to avoid loss, to being growth-based, designed to expand your reach. You realize that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. 2. Your thoughts send financial signals. Every thought you entertain is a pebble dropped into the still water of your subconscious, creating ripples that extend far beyond your immediate awareness. In the realm of finance, these ripples are signals that dictate your posture toward the world. Most people are unaware that they are broadcasting a constant frequency of scarcity. When you think, "Money is the root of all evil," or "I could never afford that," you are not just making an observation. You are issuing a command to your nervous system to stay away from wealth. This internal dialogue creates a psychological barrier that prevents you from even seeing the paths to prosperity. You become a closed system, unable to receive, because you have convinced yourself that the supply is limited or that the acquisition of wealth is a moral failing. These scarcity-based thoughts manifest as tangible, self-sabotaging behaviors. If you believe that money is hard to earn, you will subconsciously seek out the hardest path to earn it, ignoring more efficient or scalable methods because they feel too easy to be legitimate. You might find yourself procrastinating on a project that has the potential to be a massive success because, deep down, you are terrified of the responsibility that comes with wealth. You might undercharge for your services because you don't believe your value warrants a high price. Or you might avoid networking with successful individuals because your thoughts tell you that you don't belong in their circle. These are not personality flaws. They are the logical outputs of a mind sending the wrong financial signals. Conversely, abundance-focused thinking is a skill that can be cultivated through rigorous mental discipline. It involves a conscious effort to rewrite the scripts of not enough into scripts of infinite potential. When you see a successful person, instead of feeling envy, which is a signal of lack, you train yourself to feel inspiration, which is a signal of possibility. You begin to view the world as an interconnected web of value exchange. This shift in thinking changes the questions you ask yourself. Instead of asking, "Why can't I get ahead?" you start asking, "What problem can I solve for 1,000 people?" Or, "How can I add more value to this situation?" These questions force your brain to look for answers that lead directly to financial growth. Money, which is inherently neutral, is drawn to the clarity and confidence of these signals. The invisible force of thought works through the power of repetition and emotional charge. A thought that is repeated frequently and backed by strong emotion becomes a belief, and a belief becomes a filter for reality. This is why daily affirmations, visualization, and studying the philosophy of success are not just feel-good exercises. They are essential tools for recalibrating your mental transmitter. By consistently flooding your mind with thoughts of service, utility, and wealth, you create an internal environment where financial success feels like an inevitability rather than a miracle. You begin to broadcast a signal of competence and readiness to the world. People sense this. Clients, partners, and employers are naturally drawn to the individual who exudes a quiet, thought-led certainty that they are moving toward a bigger future. 3. Discipline is the channel money flows through. Money is often compared to water. It is fluid, it moves, and it has the power to nourish or destroy depending on how it is managed. However, water without a channel is merely a flood. It dissipates into the ground and leaves nothing but a mess. Discipline is the irrigation system for wealth. It provides the banks, the pipes, and the valves that direct the flow of capital toward a specific destination. Without discipline, even a massive windfall of money will eventually evaporate. Many people believe that they need more money to solve their problems, but more money without discipline only accelerates bad habits. The invisible force of wealth is attracted to order. It seeks out environments where it will be protected, respected, and multiplied. Financial discipline is often misunderstood as a life of deprivation or saying no to everything you enjoy. In reality, discipline is the ultimate form of saying yes to your future self. It is the ability to trade a momentary impulse for a permanent legacy. This begins with the smallest daily habits. The person who disciplines themselves to track every dollar, even when they have very few, is sending a signal to the universe that they are a capable steward of resources. This reliability builds a psychological trust with yourself. When you keep the promises you make to your bank account, such as saving a specific percentage or sticking to a budget, you build the inner strength necessary to handle the much larger pressures of high-level wealth. You become a person who can be trusted with more because you have mastered the less. Chaos is the greatest enemy of the invisible force. When your finances are a disorganized tangle of unpaid bills, impulsive purchases, and waiting for the next paycheck, you create a field of turbulence that repels opportunity. Wealth flows toward clarity. High-level investors and partners do not look for the person with the most passion, they look for the person with the most process. Discipline creates a predictable environment where compounding can take place. Whether it is the compounding of interest in a savings account or the compounding of skills through daily study, the results are only visible to those who have the grit to stay the course through the boring middle phase. This is where most people quit, but it is also where the channel is deepened and the flow of money becomes a torrent. Furthermore, discipline acts as a shield against the volatility of the external world. When you have the discipline to live below your means and maintain a margin of safety, you are no longer a slave to economic cycles. You don't panic when the market dips. You see it as an opportunity because you have the resources and the emotional control to act while others are reacting. This stoic approach to money is what separates the wealthy from the rich. Being rich is about having a lot of money. Being wealthy is about having the discipline and the systems to ensure that money works for you, rather than you working for it. By building these channels of order and follow-through, you ensure that when the invisible force of wealth arrives, it has a permanent home in your life. 4. Environment shapes your financial gravity. No man is an island and no bank account exists in a vacuum. We are all subject to financial gravity, the invisible pull of the people, places, and ideas that surround us on a daily basis. If you spend your time with 5 people who are perpetually broke, complaining about the economy, and waiting for the government to save them, you will almost certainly become the 6th. This isn't just about peer pressure, it's about the subconscious absorption of standards. Your brain is wired to mirror the behaviors of your tribe to ensure social belonging. If the people around you view $50,000 a year as a ceiling, your mind will struggle to even conceptualize earning $500,000. Your environment sets the normal for your life, and normal is incredibly hard to break out of through willpower alone. The concept of proximity is perhaps the most underrated factor in the activation of the invisible force of wealth. When you change your environment, you change the inputs your brain receives. If you move into circles where people discuss assets, tax strategies, and global trends rather than gossip and grievances, your baseline begins to shift. You start to realize that what you thought was an impossible feat is actually a common occurrence for others. This expansion of the possible is the primary benefit of finding mentors or joining high-level communities. You don't just gain information, you gain a new perspective on reality. You begin to see that wealth is not a mystery to be solved, but a set of standards to be met. The gravity of a high-achieving environment pulls you upward, making growth feel natural rather than forced. Environment also includes the digital and mental space you occupy. In the modern world, your environment is as much about your social media feed and the podcasts you listen to as it is about your physical neighbors. If your digital environment is filled with get-rich-quick schemes, consumerist lifestyle porn, or doom-scrolling news, you are poisoning your financial gravity. You must be the architect of your own ecosystem. This means curating your influences with ruthless intentionality. Read the biographies of those who have built empires. Listen to the thinkers who challenge your limitations. When you saturate your mind with the thoughts and strategies of the wealthy, you are essentially reprogramming your internal gravity. You are creating a field of influence that supports your evolution rather than one that anchors you to your past. Ultimately, your environment should be a reflection of the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. This often requires the painful process of distancing yourself from those who benefit from your staying small. People who are comfortable with their own stagnation will often feel threatened by your growth and will use guilt or realism to pull you back down to their level. You must recognize this for what it is: gravity. To break free from the pull of the status quo, you need to find a new center of mass, a group of people, and a collection of ideas that demand more of you. When your environment supports your financial goals, the invisible force becomes a tailwind, propelling you forward with far less effort than if you were fighting the wind alone. 5. Action activates the invisible force. The most profound philosophies and the most disciplined habits remain inert until they are ignited by the spark of action. Action is the bridge between the internal world of thought and the external world of results. While many people spend their lives preparing to be wealthy, reading books, attending seminars, and making endless plans, they often suffer from the paralysis of analysis. They are waiting for a level of certainty that does not exist in the financial world. The invisible force of wealth is not a reward for being right. It is a response to movement. It is only when you step into the arena and begin to execute that the universe provides the feedback, the connections, and the luck necessary to succeed. There is a massive distinction between motion and action. Motion is being busy with things that feel like work but don't produce results, perfecting a logo, organizing your desk, or endlessly researching. Action is the high-stakes movement that moves the needle, making the sales call, launching the product, or investing the capital. The invisible force responds to the latter. When you take intentional, aligned action, you create a vacuum that the world rushes to fill with opportunities. This is often described as serendipity or good timing, but in reality, it is the result of putting yourself in the path of progress. By moving, you increase your surface area for luck. You give the invisible force something to work with. A stationary object cannot be steered. Only a moving one can be directed toward wealth. Action also serves as the ultimate diagnostic tool. You can think you have a great business idea, but you won't know until you ask for a sale. You can think you are a disciplined investor, but you won't know until the market drops and you have to decide whether to hold or fold. Action burns away the delusions of the ego and leaves only the truth of the market. This feedback loop is essential for financial growth. Every failure in action is actually a piece of data that allows you to recalibrate your strategy. The person who acts, fails, and adjusts will always outpace the person who waits for the perfect moment. The invisible force honors courage. It takes courage to put your ideas and your capital on the line, and that courage is the very quality that money seeks to reward. Finally, action tells your subconscious mind that you are serious. It is the physical manifestation of your new identity. When you act despite fear, you are training your brain to prioritize growth over comfort. This creates a powerful momentum that becomes self-sustaining. As you see the results of your actions, no matter how small initially, your confidence grows, which improves your thoughts, which strengthens your discipline, which further alters your identity. This is the virtuous cycle of wealth creation. The moment you stop waiting for the sign and become the sign through your own initiative, the invisible force shifts from a theoretical concept into a practical reality. Wealth is not something you wait for. It is something you go out and claim through the relentless application of intentional movement. The invisible force that attracts money into your life isn't magic. It's alignment. Alignment between identity, thought, discipline, environment, and action. When these 5 elements work together, money stops feeling distant and starts feeling responsive. The question isn't whether this force exists. It's whether you're consciously directing it or unconsciously resisting it. Change what you project, and you change what returns to you. If this message resonated, stay committed to growth, because the wealth you seek begins with who you choose to become, starting today.